Every now and then, one of my posts gets me to thinking, and my last post made me think about how subtle events that happen in your life can affect your self love, and even more so, how you allow people to project their ideals onto you and who you are. I have suffered from a lifetime of abuse, and I can look back on all of it in the most negative mindset. But I can't allow myself to do that, because then that will affect my understanding and my level of love for myself, and also affect my purpose here on earth. But what really got me choked up was realizing that through every stage, God met me where I was. He loved me where I was. And now that I look back on each stage of my life, He's always sent me an angel. And I'm going to give you examples of that. I attended a private school, and I was enduring a lot of abuse, daily abuse from boys at the school. And because I was so young and very sheltered, and again, emotionally and mentally abused, I didn't quite understand or have words to describe what was going on. And so here I was thinking that I was going to have to continue to endure this for the rest of the school year. And God sent me a friend, and she was really tall, and she said, "I'm going to be your bodyguard for the rest of the year." And she actually gave me the words to explain what was going on and allowed it to stop. Wherever I would go, people would always judge me based on how I looked, or I was too nice, or I would have an administrator tell me I was too cute to be a teacher, but one particular instance, I was getting my master's degree, and I was all the way at the end. I got accepted into a program of only like 30 students out of like 300 applicants to get a free master's degree in education. And when I went to complete my paper, my advisor was very racist. She told me I wrote too well for a person of my ethnic background. And when I went to report it to the administrator over the program, he told me I needed to meet him at a hotel to get it resolved. And so everything I've done in life, I've always had to like pull it out of the mud. Like nothing ever came easy to me. And there's so many things that I wanted to do in life and so many directions I wanted to go, but I always faced a barrier that I had to overcome. But that year when I was struggling with getting that person to approve my dissertation, because she kept making me write it over and over again by changing the topic, I developed a friendship with that friend. And not only did she help me get out of my dissertation, but she actually propelled me to finish the program, because very few people finished it. And so she propelled me into taking all these classes, and I was done like in too shorter amount of time that it was. But she helped me get through that point, and she developed breast cancer and died shortly after we graduated. And I know that that was an angel to get me through that difficult time. I sit back and I look at my life, and when I make a list of every friend, every family, every coworker, every acquaintance, I have been disappointed by every single last one of them. When you go through these repeated cycles of abuse or neglect or abandonment, it has a tendency, based on my history, and those are just a couple of stories, that I am not worth anything or that I don't deserve anything. But the mental capacity that you develop from overcoming that and understanding that those things are not true, It makes you unstoppable. It brings you to a place of peace. They may not always be consistent, but it's your norm, because once you start straying, you know the steps to realign you to where you need to be. So sometimes you may get off course, but don't ever beat yourself up for that, because every single time you come back stronger, you come back wiser, and you come back more invincible and determined to do what it is you're supposed to do. And I know a lot of people judge me because I've stepped away from what I believed my whole entire life on a religious aspect. But I'm here to tell you, it wasn't until I was able to release those beliefs that I was truly able to connect with God and understand who He is. He is not a God of anger. He is not a God of punishment. Those are things that exist because of the state that the world finds itself right now, just based on natural circumstances. But He loves you unconditionally and right where you are. And they create a barrier to our understanding of that, because they know once you understand that, there's nothing anyone can say or do to you. So that's food for thought. I love you.